Fulfillment is the unglamorous part of e-commerce that most new store owners underestimate until it starts costing them money. You found a great product, built a decent website, and started getting orders. Now you need to actually get those products into boxes and to customers on time, every time, without spending more on shipping and handling than you make on the product itself. Fulfillment covers everything from storing your inventory, picking the right items for each order, packing them securely, and shipping them to the customer's door. When fulfillment works well, customers get their orders quickly and in good condition, returns are low, and your per-order costs stay predictable. When it breaks down, you get late deliveries, damaged products, negative reviews, and margin erosion that can sink an otherwise healthy store. This video covers the core components of fulfillment, common mistakes small stores make, and how to build a process that protects both your margin and your customer experience. Fulfillment has 4 main stages: receiving inventory, storing it, processing orders, and shipping. Each stage has costs, and understanding those costs is essential before you decide how to handle fulfillment. Receiving is when your inventory arrives from your supplier or manufacturer. You need to inspect it for damage or defects, count the units to verify the quantity matches your purchase order, and organize it for storage. Skipping the inspection step seems like a time saver, but it leads to shipping defective products to customers, which generates returns, refund costs, and negative reviews that hurt long-term conversion. Storage costs depend on how much inventory you hold and where you store it. If you are operating out of a garage or spare room, your storage cost might feel like zero, but it is not. That space has an opportunity cost, and as your inventory grows, you will eventually need to rent space. Even at small scale, inventory ties up cash. Every dollar sitting in unsold inventory on a shelf is a dollar you cannot spend on marketing, new products, or operating expenses. This is why understanding your inventory turnover rate matters. If you buy 300 units and it takes 6 months to sell them, your cash is locked up for 6 months. If you buy 100 units and sell them in 6 weeks, your cash cycles faster and your storage costs stay lower. Order processing is the step most people think of when they hear fulfillment. A customer places an order, and you need to pick the correct product from your inventory, pack it securely so it arrives undamaged, print a shipping label, and hand it off to a carrier. At low volumes, this is manageable. You might process 5 to 10 orders a day from your kitchen table. But as volume grows, order processing becomes a bottleneck if you do not have a system. Mistakes multiply. You ship the wrong size, forget to include a packing slip, or use a box that is too large and pay more in dimensional weight charges than necessary. Each of these errors costs money directly through reshipping, returns, or wasted packaging, and indirectly through customer dissatisfaction. The biggest decision small store owners face in fulfillment is whether to handle it themselves or outsource to a third-party logistics provider, commonly called a 3PL. Self-fulfillment means you control every step. You buy your own packaging, store your own inventory, and ship orders yourself. The advantage is cost control at low volumes and complete quality control over the packing and unboxing experience. The disadvantage is that it does not scale well. As order volume grows, self-fulfillment consumes more of your time, and your time has a cost even if you do not pay yourself a salary. A 3PL stores your inventory in their warehouse, picks and packs orders on your behalf, and ships them using their carrier relationships. The advantage is scalability and often better shipping rates because 3PLs negotiate volume discounts with carriers that a small store cannot access independently. The disadvantage is cost per order. 3PLs charge for receiving inventory, storage per cubic foot or per pallet, pick and pack per order, and often additional fees for special packaging, kitting, or inserts. For a small store processing 20 orders a day, these fees can add $3 to $6 per order depending on the provider and the product dimensions. The break-even point varies, but a common rule of thumb is that self-fulfillment makes financial sense below roughly 100 to 150 orders per month, assuming you value your own time at a reasonable hourly rate. Above that volume, the time you spend on fulfillment is usually worth more than the 3PL fees, especially if you could redirect that time to marketing, product development, or customer relationships. Before choosing a 3PL, request detailed pricing for your specific product dimensions and expected order volume. Hidden fees for account setup, minimum monthly charges, and return processing can significantly change the math. Shipping costs are the single largest variable in fulfillment, and they deserve careful attention. Shipping costs depend on three factors: weight, dimensions, and distance. Carriers charge based on whichever is higher, the actual weight or the dimensional weight, which is calculated from the box dimensions. This means using a box that is too large for your product can increase your shipping cost even if the product is light. Invest time in finding the right box sizes for your most popular products. Many stores use 2 or 3 standard box sizes and fill empty space with packing material, which is inefficient. Custom-sized boxes or poly mailers can cut shipping costs by 10 to 20% on lightweight products. Carrier selection also affects your margin. USPS tends to be cheapest for lightweight packages under 1 pound. UPS and FedEx are often more competitive for heavier packages and offer better tracking reliability. Regional carriers can offer lower rates for specific zones. Most e-commerce platforms integrate with shipping rate comparison tools that let you see rates from multiple carriers for each order. Use these tools instead of defaulting to one carrier for everything. Build a fulfillment cost tracker. For each order, record the product cost, packaging cost, shipping cost, and any 3PL fees if applicable. Calculate your total fulfillment cost per order and compare it to your product margin. If your fulfillment cost is eating more than 25 to 30% of your selling price on an average order, you need to optimize. Negotiate with carriers as volume grows, switch to smaller or lighter packaging, and consider whether your product mix justifies regional warehousing to reduce shipping distance. Fulfillment is not exciting, but it is one of the few areas where consistent small improvements compound directly into higher profit per order across your entire business. Ecom Margin School teaches the business side of online stores, product margins, pricing, fulfillment, conversion, email retention, product pages, and customer experience. The channel focuses on practical e-commerce fundamentals, unit economics, and store improvement, not get-rich-quick promises. This video is general e-commerce education, not a guarantee of sales, profit, conversion lift, ROI, or business results. Outcomes vary by product, margin, traffic quality, pricing, fulfillment, customer service, and execution.